Hello, sick people. Feel better. Like I waved, like they could see it. They can't see it. Okay, everybody ready? Got a calculator out. Let's do this. Yay. Here's what. We are starting with what we did on Friday. So what I'd like you to do is to grab your little calculator out, whatever you're using. I think all I have left, sadly, is the dollar store calculator. That's just sad. You are going to go ahead and try this first one. It is what we did on Friday right here. Remember, you're going to take the log of both sides, drop that guy out of the attic, and solve it. See if you remember what we did on Friday. This is kind of our refresher from Friday. So if everyone can get rolling on that, that would be awesome. Okay, here we go. Everyone's nice and quiet. A quick recap of Friday. Here's what this is how I explained it in first period. I finally thought of a weird way to explain it. I have a weird squatter living in my attic. And the only way I can get the weird squatter out of my attic is to tear gas my house. And that will make him come down out of my attic. So what I'm going to be doing is I am going to be using some tear gas. I'm going to take the log of this side, and what I do to one side, I do to the other. Look, I'm kind of squishing it in there. So here's what I have. I have log 5 to the x equals log 13. And you all remember what that does is it moves this dude out of the attic. He's coughing, he's choking, and now he's right here. Hey, Norman, be quiet for me. Thanks, dude. So here's what I got. I got that going on, and here's what I want. I want this guy alone. So what I'm going to do is divide by log 5 and divide by log 5. And at this point, that's all on your calculator. What you are probably realizing now, if you don't have your own calculator, you may have picked up one of mine and it may have been different than the one you used on Friday, which may be that it does it in a different order. So please make sure you know how to outsmart whatever calculator you're using. Melina, talk to me. Yes, come on over. It's kind of just notes. Okay. So here's what I got. I got x equals 1.59. 1.59. Can I see a wiggle of fingers if you got that? Woo! So nice. Such pretty faces. Okay, let's try the next one. A little bit trickier, not too bad. Also from Friday, same thing, but this time the squatter that is hiding in my attic also has a wife, I guess, or a girlfriend, because, you know, they're multiplying. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use some tear gas to gas them out of the attic. I just think that's weird that I'm just so mean to the people living in my attic. But you know what? Don't live in my attic then. Take that yellow piece there. So take a quick look. See how you did. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the only tool I have to get squatters out of my attic. That's to tear gas them out. So what I do to one side, log 5 of 3x equals log 13. I wonder if this will work. I don't think it will. Will this be moved by itself? Nah, that would have been too cool. So what that will do is that will move this dude out of the attic with his girlfriend, by the way. Okay. Ooh, almost tripped there. So here's what I got. Let's get rid of all that stuff now. I'm going to divide both sides by log 5. Get out of here, log 5. Get out of here, log 5. Those guys cross out. So I have 3x equals, and we already did this one, 1.59, but I don't want 3x. I want just x. So I need to get rid of the squatter's girlfriend. And if I'm multiplying by 3, now I'm going to divide by 3. So what I'm going to get, I already have that in my calculator, which makes me super happy. Divide by 3, I came up with 0.53. How do we do? Okay, yeah. Few fingers, no fingers, okay. Could you try the next one on your own? This time the squatter has his little son with him. Thank you, babe. Which is sad, and now it's just getting sad and pathetic that I'm kicking squatters out of my you know what, they're not, it's my house. Get out, squatters. You don't pay. That's how I feel. Attention on my yay. Did she fix it?
Yeah. But I told her I'm waiting.
See, oh, I'm so happy.
And she said I could.
She's a woman who can do things. Well, you know what? She wants to do that. Okay, here we go. Here's where I got going on. I'm going to get my tear gas out. I'm going to log both sides. So what I'm going to get, that guy's going to come out of the attic. X minus 4 log 5 equals log 13. I'm going to get rid of that log 5 from both sides, always doing that. But at this point, I'll be honest, everything is going to be on my calculator after this. So what I'm going to get is x minus 4 equals 1.59. How do I know that? I did it on my calculator. And now I want x alone, so I'm going to add 4 and add 4. You're not even clearing your calculator out. You're leaving that 1.59. You're just adding 4 to it, so you're getting 5.59. Can I see one last, please, finger wiggle if you get what's going on. So I'm checking everyone out there. Thank you so much. That is literally a review of Friday, okay? So let's step up our game a little bit. Hello, whole family living in my attic. Not just a weird guy. It's a weird guy and his whole family are squatting in my attic. Can you please try this one for me? And Matt, can you smack Jason and make him do it? Do this one. You know what? It's time change day. I'm not even going to yell at anybody because in about an hour, that's what I will be doing. Yes. Oh, you can do that. Okay, so first, yeah, add 4 and then divide by 2. How much is that?
And then when you divide by 3.
You know what? Log log 13 divided by 3. Good question. Good job on that.
Oh.
Yeah, are we feeling it? That's okay, as long as it doesn't eat, like 15 feet. What you're telling me is that this smooth negative, as long as this. So in other words, you could end up putting negative 7 here, and that'll still work. You just can't have it.
My series on steroids.
I love when my daughter changed. Okay, here we go. Amira gave me some great advice. She said, isn't this literally the last problem we just did? We're just going to divide by 3 at the end, and she is right. So here we go. We're going to take the log of both sides. I'm going to get the weird family out of jail. Out of the attic. I don't know why they're hanging out in my attic, but I need them out. I am going to divide by log 5. And now I'll be honest. I, at this point, do everything else on the computer, on the calculator, but watch how I'm going to write it. I'm going to add 4. So I'm going to add 4. And then I'm going to divide by 3. So at the very end of everything, I'm going to divide by 3. It's really important that you got to do it in the right order. We got to start here. We got to add 4. And then at the very end, after we said enter, we divide by 3. So I'm going back to mine. Let's see, I got it on. And I am going to go back. I got to clear it, 1.59. I'm going to add 4. I'm going to divide by 3. I got something like 1.86. Yay. Okay. That is literally kind of what we did on Friday. Now today we have a newish piece. Are you guys ready? What's happening here is this. Oh, skip that one. We don't need to do it. Too many examples. Okay, here we go. Everyone's looking at this problem. So here's where this gets a little different. So I have a house. Here is my house. Here is the weird squatter dude living in my house. But the neighbor kid has come over to point and laugh at the squatter dude up in the attic. Like he can see him and he's out there pointing. Here is the neighbor kid right here. Here's that neighbor kid. I don't like the neighbor kid, but I don't want to tear gas him. So here's what. We need to get everyone away from my house before I tear gas it. Let me tell you in math terms. We need to get the exponential guy by himself before we use our logs. So we need to get rid of that -3 by doing what? You add 3 to both sides. Does that make sense? We do that first. The order on these are what's weird, right? It's not that the math is that hard. Your calculator's doing it all. It's that you got to do it in the right order. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to say, hey, weird neighbor kid, could you please leave because I'm about to tear gas my house. So the weird neighbor kid leaves, and here's what I have left. 4 to the x equals 19. Now, Joe, I need you to follow along with me, Deb. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my logs. So I'm going to log this side. I'm going to log this side. That brings that x down to the front. So I'm going to divide by log 4 and divide by log 4. Nice and careful, using your calculator carefully because the answers always look weird. So I'm going to say log 19, parenthesis, divided by log 4. And I got 2.12. Yay! Yay! Here's what's hard. You never know if they're right or not because the answers look so weird. I got to be honest with that. Okay, I want you to try one. Can you try this one on your own? So here's what. I've got some weird person coming to visit my house, right? Here is my house. Here's me and my squatter. But I don't like the 3 in the front, right? That's like that's like one of Tommy's friends coming over to visit. Do I like Thomas's friends? No, of course I don't. I'm kidding. I do. They're very nice people. I had James, who was one of my students. So what I want to do is, if I'm timesing by 3, how do I get rid of times by 3? Divide by 3. Thank you. Bless you, bless you. Divide by 3. I just don't want to tear gas a random person. I almost had a heart attack this weekend. Like Thomas came through the backyard, like sliding glass door. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? He goes, there could be killers out there. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, he's living his best life. He's got that stupid boot still, so. No one ever wins but the people's friends who plan it. I'm telling you. The only people who ever win assassin are friends of the people who plan it. I've had 3 kids. It's my 3rd kid playing assassin. And every time at the end, they're always like, "Wow, that didn't. How come it's always the friends of the people who plan it?" I'm like, "Really? Is that like that's a surprise?" Have fun with it. Let's divide by 3. Divide by 3. 5x equals 20. Equals 7. Yeah, 5x equals 7. Now, super easy. I'm going to use log on this side and log on this side. We're going to take this guy, put him in the front. So I'm going to say log 7 divided by log 5. And my calculator does it. I have a lot of friends in my other classes who are like, "Yay, I love using my calculator." And you know what? I'm with you. Just make sure you're getting it right. 1.21?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1.21. Okay. We're going to start putting some stuff together. What if I have a lot of people in front of my house? I got the weird neighbor kid, and I got Tommy's weird friends, right? So I need to get my house all by itself. Do it in the right order. Move the neighbor kid first. Move Tommy's weird friends. James is not weird. James Ward is a great guy. People are going to say, "Mrs. Tanfield was talking trash about you, James." Divide by 5. Go ahead and do it. He's got that cool accent. You know what? He always wins because he's got the cool accent. Yes. Yeah. The British kid, right? He always wins because he's got the. There should be hanging right there. Oh. Do this problem. Matt's doing this problem. You got it done? Oh, you're so fast. When you get an answer you like, could you share it with a neighbor and see if they believe you or they think you're just crazy? I think you're crazy, but maybe you're not. I'm going to add 4, get rid of the little, so remember it's opposite of the order of operations, so we're going to add 4. Add 4. Divide by 5, divide by 5. That happens without pressing that equal sign. You got to, again, on a lot of these, the math isn't hard. Being smarter than your calculator is hard. Boom. Did you get a great answer? Yes. 2. Just 2. Yeah? I love that one. Okay, we got 2 last ones to do. I think we're going to skip the next one because we've done enough of these. Skip that one. Okay, so here's everything piled together. I got people visiting my house, and the squatter dude has a kid. So what's important here is to do things in the right order. Okay, that's the whole key to today's lesson. The math isn't hard, the order is. So let's remind ourselves, here is my house with the weird squatter and his kid. So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of the neighbor who has come to like gawk at the weird squatter, okay? Start there, then bring the squatter and his kid down, divide by the log, and then add 5. Lots of steps, nice and careful, give it a try. But kids will say, "Do I do the 5? Do I do the 6 first?" You work kind of from the outside in, right? You get rid of all the stuff on the outside, bring the squatter family down, and then deal with them. Well, it's tear gas, it's not like I'm killing them. You know, just trying to get them out. They're in my attic. They don't pay rent, so they don't get to stay. So here's what I started with. 7 to the x minus 5 equals 4. I'm pretty happy about that. Now, I'm going to bring in that tear gas because I need to get the squatter family down. So I'm going to say log on this side and log on this side. So what that is going to do is that's going to bring that squatter family out of the attic. It's going to come right here, and I'm going to deal with them at the end. So what I'm going to need to do is, let me clean that up. Get rid of that goofy log 7. Log 7, log 7. And finally, I have one last thing to do. How do I get the squatter dad by himself? So close, opposite of minus. Plus 5, yeah? So close. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm going to check the answer. So log 4 divided by log 7. And I am going to add 5 to it. Now, if you're getting different answers, it may be that you need some parentheses if you have a decent calculator. So I got, 5.71?
Yeah.
Yay! That's supposed to be a 7. So here's what I want you to do on the last one. Do not write the steps down. I will do that in a minute, but I'd like you to try this last one all by yourselves, and then we're going to write the steps down because I believe taking notes first doesn't make sense because you don't even know what the hell you're doing, but taking notes afterward, the notes make sense, okay? So do the last one. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Do the note. Go ahead and solve it. Then I'm going to walk you through the steps. Wow, Layla, you were so fast. How did she do that? It's like lightning. Wow, you guys are impressive. This is a lot. This is a lot. It's almost all new, too. When you have an answer you like, could you see if your neighbor believes that you know what you're doing and doesn't think you're just like a crazy person? They might think you're a crazy person, but maybe they won't say it to your face. Half the time. Half the time. Half the time. Okay, you guys ready? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through the steps with you, and then I'm going to write them in words. So the first thing that we got to do, we've got to get this house, my house, all alone. There is a word for that in math, and the word for that is isolate the exponential guy. And we call it get the house alone. Get everyone away from the house, right? Get everyone away from the house. That's our first job, is that we want to get everyone away from the house. So here comes step 1. I'm going to do it in purple. So we're going to get everyone away from the house. Here's what we've got. 5 to the x minus 3 equals 8. Yay. Now the next thing that we've got to do, look at this. I'm actually going to just keep changing colors. I'm going to be so clever. The next thing that we got to do is we have to bring people out of the attic. And we're going to use logs to bring down the exponent. And we could say that is get them out of the attic, right? If that helps you, go ahead and write those words. That's fine with me, right? And I'm going to do that in red. I'm going to take the log of this side and the log of this side. And what that does is it gets these people, it gets the squatters out of the attic. Put a little times right there. The next step is always the same. We need to get rid of all those stupid logs that are bugging me. So the next thing that we do, and you guys did it, is, and here's, we're going to divide by log. And you know what we call that in math? Divide by log. There's nothing else. There's nothing tricky there. Oops, I forgot the word log right here. Whoops. So this is right here. So we're going to divide by log 5. Divide by log 5. Those cancel out. And now the very last step, I'm going to do it in green. The very last step is get x alone. Add 3, and our last step is get x alone. So I'm going to use my calculator. Here's what I got. Log, clear, log 8 divided by log 5 equals plus 3, 4.29. 4.29, yay, yay. And there are your steps, there are your steps. Are we okay? Everyone okay? That was a lot. I feel like I've talked a lot. Goodbye, people who are at home. I'm going to stop taping now.